Hey guys, it's your boy, Ballface8020, back again with another great commentary. I wanted to discuss something I've been thinking about for a very long time, in regards to dieting, weight loss, you know, uh, how we view it in our culture, things like that, and the problems that I see inherent with just the whole idea of weight loss. Um, the I mean, as we discussed earlier, as I discussed earlier, I am dieting right now. Um, but something that I think everybody just kind of notices, is aware, is we always see this kind of diet, this kind of diet, this diet is the answer, or it's at least one of the answers. You do this, you go paleo, you're going to lose weight. Weston A. Price, Weight Watchers, and stuff, and they all work, and then they all kind of don't work in the same way, because the thing is, hell, I mean, there was a guy who even like lost weight on an all junk food diet. Ultimately, and then there, intermittent fasting, all these things. I'm not really here to bash any of those things in and of themselves. I mean, there are tools that can be useful. Your mileage may vary depending on the person. My problem more is the um, just the way we view um, dieting, weight loss, and obesity. And I think we view obesity and overeating and unhealthy eating uh, as the disease, as opposed to the symptom. You know, and I think that's really the problem. And then that leads to what leads to a lot of demonization of overweight people, and also self-hatred for overweight people, because I know, it's like, for me, a lot of times, I don't know if self-hatred is really the right word, but that was basically, has always been my kind of just kind of how I felt. Like, I blamed myself for my weight problems. Like, I don't have any self-discipline, or whatever. And to just, and I'm not even saying eat healthy, but just not eating like a complete pig. Um, and I'm not trying to say that, I mean, like, technically, yes, I could have eaten healthier. However, again, I want to say that I really don't think eating unhealthy is the disease. I think the disease is the cravings to eat unhealthy. I think that's really the problem. I talked about it in my sustainable weight loss video from way back. I would say that the problem is not that you're eating 10 chocolate bars a day. The problem is that you want to eat 10 chocolate bars a day. And I think so a lot of people who don't have that drive, they tell, fat slobs, like, dude, just stop with the, gluttony, because they themselves maybe don't have that drive. And if you don't have it yourself, it can be hard to relate. Kind of like me, and not being an alcoholic, I hate the taste of all alcohol. I mean, I would never say this, but a lot of my instinct is going to be to tell, like, an alcoholic, dude, just stop drinking. Um, I So, and that's what I really think the problem with these diets is they're treating the symptom and not the disease. And the reason I'm really thinking about this is because, I'd been dieting for, I think I dieted for like 2 weeks, and then really fell off for like a week and a half. I maybe even fell off for 2 weeks. Well, and the reason I fell off was because I lost the self discipline due to, really due to sleep deprivation, a mixture of sleep deprivation and cravings. And I was so tired, and I felt like crap, and I didn't have the willpower to resist the sweets anymore. And then once I started, it was like I'm like a food version of alcohol. I started eating again. Now, I ended up putting on a little bit of weight, not too much, not too much back. I think I started my diet at a little over 200. I got down to 197, gained some weight. Now I'm back down to around like 198 again, which isn't that bad for considering how I've been eating these last couple of weeks. And, I really haven't been exercising at all, again, due to just extreme fatigue from extreme sleep deprivation. Hopefully, I'm starting to feel stronger, and hopefully I can get back to doing some exercise tomorrow. And, But it's what made me think about it was I had to go get this sleep apnea appliance that I had to go get it adjusted, and after the adjustment, it really improved my sleep apnea again, and all of a sudden my sugar cravings are gone. I mean, I still still have a little bit of them, but the difference is I would eat like one Snickers bar, if that, and then I'd be kind of like, okay, that was okay, but that's enough. I don't really want to have any more. And yeah, granted, I've been doing some other things to kind of suppress it, like eating more beans, eating more broccoli. Those things help save the cravings. But I mean, I'm being honest with myself. It's really not anything I've done. It's just that with the sleep apnea is not as bad, so the sugar cravings aren't as bad. That's the only reason. I deserve zero credit, and if it honestly, if it had been just self discipline, I probably would have quit dieting again and just been like, fuck it, I'm just going to eat myself to death. And because self discipline's not my strong suit, and I stand by that, it's not a sustainable way to get people to lose weight and keep weight off. So, I mean, to me, that would be the first thing I would say to anybody who's struggling with their weight is, well, I mean, first, I would say, like, is this like some kind of glandular issue, or is it an overeating issue? And if it's an overeating issue, I would say, well, you need to find out why you're overeating. That's the disease, is whatever's making you overeat, not the overeating itself. So I really think that just trying to not like force yourself to not overeat is going to be counterproductive. I'm not saying that there isn't a place for it, especially at some times, but in fact, caloric restriction itself could be a thing that ends up being part of the cure. That can happen, but yeah, I think that's what I think about, and that's my whole problem with the dieting industry. So if I was going to market a diet, it would be, I would say it would be based on that. I'm saying, like, it would be a non-diet diet. It would be to, change your hormones and your mindset. Like, because that would be another thing I would say is, like, is it a psychological addiction to food, or is it a physical addiction? For me, I think it's a physical addiction. Like, I mean, I just have these physical cravings. I know that there are people who have psychological cravings for foods. I've never really experienced that except when I'm dieting. The But strong physical cravings for food are really what killed me. And again, I really think that's what's hurt most people. The other thing I would just like to say is the whole idea of like, is being fat necessarily a problem? And when I say fat, I mean for men anything over 15% body fat, and for women, whatever, I guess anything over 25% body fat. I'm not certain that everybody is really meant to be lean. I think it really depends on I mean, like, for some people, their ideal body fat may very well be 8%. But some people may be doing themselves harm by forcing themselves to stay as low as 15%. And I really think that that's kind of an individual thing. So I don't know if people should, even if they're eating healthy, you can go to cultures where they eat a traditional, very healthy diet, and you'll see a lot of guys who are in that 20 to 25% fat range. And there could be a lot of reasons for that. Obviously, there are survival reasons for, in a place where food could be scarce for part of the year, that you have those fat stores. Um, so maybe people who are prone to carrying more weight should go on a once a year fast or something to, like, work with their body type. So I'm not really telling people to not eat healthy, or shit like that, or to certainly not telling people to not exercise or to not take off excess weight. I am saying, though, that make sure you understand what is causing your weight, and treat the weight gain and treat that accordingly. And then when it comes to, like, your ideal weight, I don't think you should base it on aesthetics. You should instead base it on, I don't know, I mean, because there's really, I think it's going to be something that you just kind of have to figure out for yourself, like what your body's ideal weight is, and not try to force it to some arbitrary point, which I think most people are pretty good about that. But I'm just saying that I don't think that everybody is supposed to be lean and ripped. I mean, it's aesthetically, it's attractive, but I don't necessarily know that it's healthy. I think that often it can be really unhealthy. I think that's why you see a lot of fitness influencer types. I mean, really, it's probably steroids. But I mean, I think one of the reasons that you see fitness influencer types will often die young is because they're staying at a body fat that's simply too low for them. And I know that most people that don't have an issue with it going that low, but you might apply it to other things. I mean, like maybe for some people, 15% really is too low. I don't know. I'm not saying it is. I certainly don't think it's too low for me. I think I was one of those people who's designed to be lean, or it hasn't worked out that way. Maybe because of my sleep apnea. But I do think that's the case. So that's just some general thoughts about dieting and weight in our country and our culture and people in general. That's all for now, and I'll see you in the next.